So, good day. So, now we will going to discuss as a course project regarding to literature. So, first, let's start first with what is a literature. So, literature is a form of an art that uses written or spoken language to create, express, and explore human experiences, emotions, and ideas. It transcends mere communications, often providing aesthetic pleasure, enduring value, and deeper insight into a human condition. Human, Common forms include novels, poetry, drama, and essay. So, as we know, Philippines is rich of Philippine literature, and it is a adverse involving tapestry inflection to Philippine culture, history, and identity, ranging from pre-colonial oral traditions to modern works. It is heavily shaped by Spanish and American colonial influences, resulting in a unique blend of folklore, nationalistic narratives, and social realism, often tackling themes of identity and societal struggles. So, let's discuss first with those like in a colonialization. So, we all like knows who is Jose Rizal, isn't it? So, Jose Rizal is a writer who used novels to speak social change and nationalism. So, during the revolutionists, so Jose Rizal is used a literature writing to say what he wanted to express about on how did this or how does the government and wanted to be free to those colonialism. So and also one thing is Nick Joaquin. So Nick Joaquin is renowned for exploring Filipino identity and history. And the contemporary authors like Ricky Lee is written a romantic realism and newer poets authors to continue to evolve and landscape. And now we will going to start to tackle about the literature of Luzon. So mostly the key literature of Luzon, the themes is about social issues, nationalism, love, and family. The key literature form there is about Florante at Laura by Francisco Balagtas. It is a text, short or a short poetry. When regarding about their major works or epic there is the popular is Biag ni Lamang for Ilocano and Ibalon for Bicolano. And early short stories like Ibong Adarna. The key author there that very popular is Nick Joaquin, Luwalhati Bautista, and Yves Solonel Jose. We can include also Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal is a popular writer about literature. So Jose Rizal, most of literature is about primarily written in Spanish. It consists of novels, poems, and essay that expose Spanish colonial abuses and ignited to the Philippine Revolution. His landmark novel was No Limitang Here in 1887 and Il Filibusterismo on 1891. It served as escalating critics in Philippine society, while his final poem is Ultimo Adios in 1896 is a celebrated masterpiece of nationalism. The key literature works of Jose Rizal is No Limitang Here, which is called the social cancer of 1887. It is a novel detailing unique qualities of Spanish colonial rules and the Catholic Church in the Philippines, while El Filibusterismo is the reign of greed in 1891, the sequel of No Limitang Here, which focuses on issues of corruption, injustice, and the brewing call of revolution. Regarding about the Mi Ultimo Adios, it his last farewell in 1897 before he was getting execution. His poem expresses profound love of the Philippines and about the themes and impact of those literature of Jose Rizal about nationalism. Nationalism he writes is for promoting pride and identity among all Filipino. Is also exposing the abuses of the Spanish flair and civil government. At the same time, it's advocating for education, equality, and better government reform. His writing is particularly the two novels were profound in sparkling the 1896 Philippine Revolution. Rizal's writings were inspired by his dedication to reform his country's social conditions through education and peaceful means in utilizing his education to fight for Filipino rights and independence. We can include also Ibong Andarna as a small story which give us a moral and also it give us educational values. So that's it for the Luzon literature. Let's go for the Visayas literature. So the mostly themes of Visayas literature is folklore, myths, community, maritime culture. So we all we study the Moro Ami in the on our topic in the literature, and we know what is that all about. So it's the culture and about the maritime. So it's just a small example of a short story that we film it during those time. And then now those the key language that we usually use it is Cebuano, Hiligaynon, and Waray. And also the major works there is on epics and is Hiliyawot, and it is a 53,000 line and it's a Panay epics. Also is Maragtas. And the popular authors in a part of Visayas is Marley M. Malunan, Magdalena Halandoni, Grandom of Hiligaynon literature. And now let's proceed to literature of Mindanao. And we all know that Mindanao is more on like religious things. Is we having a different is a Muslim part of the Philippines. So mostly those themes of our literature there is religious narrative, indigenous culture, peace, culture, and identity. And then the key language that they are usually used there is Cebuano, Chavacano, Tausug, and Maguindanao. And when regarding about their major works and epics, so we have the Daragangen of Maranao, Bantugan, and Agtubig Naok, Kibuklagan, and Subanon. And then now the key focus in this part is reservation of oral traditions and addresses the religional conflict. So as we all know that in these regions, we always have a conflict. They are like fighting about their religions. And so they use literature or to use or to express themselves for freedom and what they are really fighting for. So yeah, that's it. And then let's go on for the now let's discuss the summary of differences literature in different region. Let's start first with Luzon. Luzon learns towards formal historical, urban, and narratives, while Visayas is focuses on maintaining traditional storytelling and melodic poetry. about Mindanao is highlighted indigenous voices and diverse ethnic perspective. So if I'm not mistaken, all of us knows about this short story Ibung Adarna. But even though everybody else knows about it, I would like to share with you some small short brief about this uh, short story, The Ibong Adarna. So, The Ibong Adarna is a classic Filipino epic highlighting that goodness, humility, and forgiveness trump over greedy, jealousy, and betrayals. It teaches that the true strength lies in virtue, perseverance through hardship, and family loyalty. This Ibong Adarna will give us a key moral lesson, which include forgiveness, redemption, despite of being betrayed multiple times by his brother, Don Juan, he still chooses to forgive them, emphasizing that forgiveness is crucial for healing, redemption, and restoring family unity. The consequences of greed and envy also, we will get these moral lessons also in this story. So, the the treacherous act of the older brother, driven by the envy, lead to their misery, illustrating that jealousy causes downfall and destroys relationship. Also, we can get also humility and kindness as a moral lesson. So Don Juan succeeded steam from kindness to the elderly hermit, and others showing that humility and helping those in needs will lead us to success in life. And true love and loyalty. The narrative highlighted the importance of keeping promises and lovingly and conditionally, as seen in by the loyalty and devotion of Don Juan. In this short story, we can essentially serve as a reminder to integrity, love, family, and embrace goodness to overcome temptations and misfortune. So we all know that sometimes we make decisions that benefits us, although we know that it will affect others or our family member, just for the sake of our ambitions. But we should always put in our mind that it's better to succeed without sacrificing others. We should always choose to be good, and eventually we will get rewarded.